We also have some of the middle guards, heavy cavalry, which he sees like fighting against mercenary horsemen. That's probably not a great idea. Oh wait, Twitch has 0 viewers? Oh. My network down. No? Is Twitch... Did Twitch go weird? No, Twitch is loaded. Looks Twitch is going. Rumble may have paused. I may have lost network connection for a brief amount of time. I'm still recording. So, I may be experiencing some network issues. Got a number of middle guard, which will provide a good amount of anti-structure damage at least. Not gonna be effective in this conflict. We do have some root gears, and I'll pull them out as well. Alice Crooker goes on down. He's currently at pop cap. Got some culverins on the build queue. Middle guard don't have any siege armor. Good hit there on the skirmishers. Routiers and Black Riders push forward. Got some Red Lancers now trying to engage the various units. The equipment being gunned down by the Dragoons. One of Red Falcon's goes down. Red's culverins counter barraging. Both of Red's Falconess did go down. Grenades raining in onto the culverins. They did take out one. It may get one more shot off before going down. Yes, it does. Snipes another one to Falconess. Falconess are remaining. Has of course firing away along the outpost, but they do less damage to siege units, plus they already have very good range resist, so they'll take minimal damage. How much damage are the guys taking? About 11 damage. More Black Riders being shipped on in. Almost only has one saloon. I think only the let's see, US, Mexico, and the Italians can get extra saloons. And not to mention, Italians can also get Lombards, which also does act as saloons in that aspect as well. Just getting some healing on these forces.
Yeah.
Good round of Falconets. Got some cavalry research there. I'm not sure what exactly it does. It may have increased these guys' damage because right now they're up to 50 damage. That could have been from the cavalry combat as well. Another market being built. He has plenty of coin income. Does have an estate back here as well. He's starting to collect up some more of the local fauna, but there's not a whole lot of meat here left. Yeah, right now he just simply does not... there's some fauna here he needs to start eyeing. And it may have been better actually try to get out a salty camel rather than trying to rely on a plantation. Does collect at a pretty... at a better rate, as well as can support 20 villagers. After all, going for the, let's just say, assume you pay wood for this, 150 plus 200. That is 350, which is effectively a good replacement for 2 estates, which is 1,200. Yeah, the salty camel would have been a better option, I believe, than going for an estate. Plus, I could also give him access to the Berber Camel Riders, which is another light cavalry. But now got rifle grenades. Or grenade launcher is now firing away. Also got some halberdiers as well, who have trouble versus range units, but also he's now falconets and culverins, so he's ready to go on eye for a good amount of artillery. We've also got French heavy cannon. He's of course aged up to age 4. Bringing more dragoons. Volley there. Black Riders push way forward. We do also now have the Gunners Quadrant being researched, which improves their siege artillery's range. Not range, sight range.
Ik voel me nu wat sterker.
Ascari now being put on the field by the Dutch, which are another mercenary unit. This time a musketeer variant, which allows also for bonus damage against cavalry against range. Oh, that would have been much better to go on deploy out early on. After all, that would do bonus damage versus the dragoons at range. Not to mention that 16 range is pretty good. He really should have eyed these guys earlier. Plus, he can always go for another production queue with the Sudanese as well. All cavalry and shock infantry get additional armor. All cavalry. So yeah, all shock, all cavalry gets additional armor. That could have been not bad. Villagers do take some hits there from the grenades. Two villagers get exploded. Cavalry charge way forward and go for the various cannon. We of course got veteran dragoon, no elite dragoon. They have age 4. The cavalry marshal being put on the field. The various cannons now getting gunned down. The French has lost all of his cannon. Heavy cannons are falcons getting ripped apart by the grenades. The Ascari getting good flank there, but not going to take some grenade hits. Grenade launchers will do some good effect against them since they're also pretty stacked on up. Black Riders engaged in melee. Ascari is falling on back. Now we've got these forces falling on back there. So we've got the estate, collecting up quite a bit of wood. Age 4 is almost complete, which will give him a big round of root here. He has quite a bit of wood stored on up. I wonder if Religious Freedom's next card costs wood. Or upgrade, I should say. And there is a standing army. The faster build rate is necessary for the saloon. Maybe he should eye for a revolt. He's going for around the Highlanders. Oh yeah. You can also pull out more Black Riders and stuff from barracks. Remember as well, he got Royal Horsemen and Highlanders from barracks and stables, so you don't have to go from taverns. Or at least for those ones. Another bank being put on a field. That would be bank number 7 out of 7. Highlanders, of course, a pretty good musketeer variant. 63 damage. I think that Ascari is maybe a little bit better, but I suppose plus participant damage effectively gives him 60 damage as well. Ascari does cost 230. Highlanders do cost 200, so they are slightly more expensive, but of course they have 16 range rather than 12 range. That's very important. Dutch now pointing at some heavy cannon, very good. There's a little bit more anti-infantry on the field. All of us stuff starting to get horse run down. There's the heavy cannon. And they don't get a shot off. He has a lot of wood in store. He needs to spend that wood, not save it up. More Highlanders being built. French has 2 factories, 1 set of wood, 1 set of coin. Okay, they're both set of wood now, so, and he has increased wood income as well. So I'm relying on those factories for wood production. And these priests are healing up these mercenary units. Very, very important. Heavy cannon gets an excellent hit there. Staggered formation gives him 50% siege resist, but this thing just rips apart infantry. And one heavy cannon quick gets gunned on down. was both heavy cannons pretty quickly. The heavy cannons were just out of position. Not sure we're eyeing for all that wood. The old guard right now doing 69 damage against these structures. Ooh, apparently also has 10% siege resist? Nope, that's just a lingering effect. More halberdiers been put out by the French. Multiple estates being put out by the Dutch. He's going for more Highlanders. Like I said as well, they can pull them out from barracks if needed. Starting to transition to a mass plantation economy. He's just going to be streamlining everything to coin. Around Red Lancers. Requires Blue Guard improvement. A lot of coin for that, so that must be a church research I'm not super familiar with. The walls are going on up. And the French are bringing some Berber nomads, which are light cavalry, or camerally. Field of speculation, as well as the bookkeeping. Currently, there's 5 plantations in the field, and remember as well, Dutch does have lesser max villagers of 50. The 5 plantations, all he needs. Additionally, although it'd still be a good idea to get some other resources generating. In fact, the Berber nomads could be useful for that. Thought one of these upgrades improves villager max villagers. But nope, none of them do. More mercenaries deployed in the field. Do now have the artificial fertilizer as well as some guard research. Guard something there. Guard skirmishers or dragoons. You have the Voltigers, so he has some guard skirmishers. The Royal Guard skirmisher. Villagers getting hit there. Marie Antoinette has been claimed. They put her head back on strike, and she lost her head again. Brutier, Red Lancers, and Black Riders push forward. Getting a little bit too close here. Still got a good number of Old Guard here. Dragoons still here in pretty good numbers. Reds, and we also got the Blue Guard floating out from the church. Now his infantry's getting hit there. And he's gonna have trouble reproducing an army. Doesn't have gold resource reserve. The French has plenty, not a whole lot of spare resources, but has a pretty good queue already going, so he's spending what resource he has. And blue only has, or red has a small infantry force, and his opponent still has a good number of skirmishers on the field, as well as maybe some old guard as well. Nope, all skirmishers. Which is all heavy cav there, not heavy cav, heavy infantry, so skirmishers do just fine and well. And now do have the Berber Warrior Societies, elite Berbers on the way. Another round of Red Lancers. Dragoons are just ripped them apart. He needs just more skirmishers in the field, which is going for standing army, so skirmishers are a bit more expensive. Yeah, I'm not sure what else he can pull at the tavern, but I don't think he's going to win out this game. His one spawn for a light cavalry, light infantry, and he has nothing to really counter that, especially in large numbers. Got around the Highlanders. Maybe a revolt? Eye for a revolt to something? I'm not sure what he can do. Counter infantry rifling, so now his skirmishers are even more effective. Allowing with their siege damage to do twice the amount of damage versus heavy infantry. Highlanders getting ripped apart there. Yeah, this game's over. And Red casting GG. This and great saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. And before I get started on the next replay, I do need to use the restroom again. My apologies. And great, I hit the quick load button. I keep on trying to hit F10 to like other RTSs, but since I'm going to use the restroom, I'm going to take time to restart the game to clear out any sort of audio bugs that may pop up if I continue. And while this is loading back up, I'm going to use the restroom. Please give me a moment. Apologies, I'm back, and I got a phone call. Give me one moment. My apologies, I'm back. And that was a spam call of some sort, I'm guessing. Not sure. Next replay below this one's caught my eye. Then Greece. Either way, let's go ahead and focus on this one. Oops. Oh, that's a little bit too sensitive. And there we go. So, let's go get started. Greetings everyone, and great here for another H-Powers 3 replay. Spawn top left side as the blue Germans, we have Great Scythe 11. Spawn bottom right side as the red US forces. You know what? I think I've done this replay. Yep, I did this replay, I actually re-downloaded it. My apologies. That is way too sensitive. Greetings everyone, and great here for another H-Powers 3 replay. Spawn bottom left side as the magenta Rus, or Russians, we have Mikli. Spawn as the, on the right side is his ally, the red Hausa, or Husua. We have 3D Jacob. On the north side as the yellow Mexicans, we have Surgeon Costas, and spawn as the blue German forces, we have Houseman 2572. Wait, no, Germans tend to read out the entire number, 2,572. Wait, doesn't look like we have any decks selected just yet. Of course, for Nave's map, we got the very important Yaks, or Water Buffaloes. It has a very important livestock, pretty useful potentially for the Mexicans as well as Hausa. Hausa, of course, livestock market. Mexicans has the haciendas, so both of them should really get the native Yaks. Another native in the field, we do have the Sufi Mosque, which do give you access to the Quds Balaj, a heavy range cavalry unit, hybrid unit as well. Shipment available for the Russians. He's going for hunting doggos as well. And as a cavalry deck goes for Team Furiers, very nice. We also got Team Kamchatka, how do I pronounce that? Expeditions, giving their cavalry extra hit points as well as shock infantry, Mexicans, so cavalry. Let's see what else do we have here? We got Boyar's Riding School. So we've got a Russian cavalry deck with some Strelets to mix on in. Oil Cossacks become Tatar archers. That's a native unit. Allows their training to be native MCs and upgrades them to more powerful Baskar archers, which now cost population. So you get a permanent native unit. Huh. Interesting. So we got a native card here. Not sure if there's any other native cards you could go along with that. That's an interesting card. And remember as well, these guys are also a range unit, and these guys are heavy range cavalry, and also classified as a lancer. So that could have some interesting capabilities. Oh, what else is this card? Poyar's Tour Soldiers. Oh yeah. Georgian Hussars. So you get a guard Hussars. Wait, they don't usually get Hussars. That's one way to get Hussars as Russians. We've got a team deck, which does include the team cavalry attack, so Ulan's probably war wagons. And that's on the team card. We do also have the Lipizanier cavalry, and giving Ulan's more health and damage, so he may be going full Ulan, so his opponent's Tatar archers potentially could be very useful. Team Pressure, we got a team card here. The Team Indigo Die Works. Villagers gather coin from field estates and Paddy's Fest to get better coin collection rate from as a secondary income, which is not bad team card. Let's see, we also got the Team Singali's Rifleman. His teammate is the Russian. But he's going for a cavalry deck, so he's not probably going to make good uses of that card. But he can make some use with it. After all, he has some Strelet cards go along with it. And for the Mexican player, of course, the Mexican player is going to revolt. Rush Dragoon team. So maybe an age 3 revolt, not sure. He's bringing a shipment of Queen's Dragoons. Actually not familiar with this card for the Mexicans. Dragoons inflict more damage and maybe recruit in Commerce Sage. Oh. So maybe it is on for an age 2 revolt. That's an age 1 card as well. That. Okay, Commerce Age. Just had to make sure to say like Exploration Age. And we also got Team Copper Canyons. Gives your team Prospective Wagon. Also improve work rate for mine and tree. Isn't it usually called something else than collection rate than tree? Wood collection rate rather than tree collection rate? Am I stupid to thinking that? There may be a typo there. Transform all your soldados into dragoons, and dragoons slightly stronger. Whoa. Why haven't I ever seen a Mexican player go for H2 dragoons? There's a lot of Dragoon cards to get. Again, Soldados are pretty expensive Musketeers, so it's not really a big step up in cost. But it does make them slightly a bit more hit points. Also costs 500 resources, so that card actually maybe not that great. After all, it's pretty much close to a 1-for-1 trade. So, the Mexican and the German player are eyeing for a heavy cav. The Russian really should eye for fast fortress into this when seeing that. Or, so, they're Russian cavalry, Dragoons are not heavy. But still, we got these Cossacks getting engaged, Ulans ripping them apart, and they get ripped apart themselves. More Cossacks being flown in the field, got some Javelin Riders, so we've got mass cavalry combat. Does have Mexican Dragoons flown on the field. They offer 26 damage in this age. That's actually pretty good. And they are relatively expensive, of course. They're costing 180. And Soldados are like 200, aren't they? That's actually cost step down in value. Goons in age 2? Yep, that's apparently Mexico. Flaunny Archers are a good item in this situation. Flaunny Archer Javelin Riders. Ulans do get ripped apart. Dragoons getting hit by the Flaunny Archers now. Also bringing a shipment of Gasinas and Raiders. Mexico, he may be eyeing for this card before H is up. Yeah, honestly, this costing 200 resources doesn't make any sense. Soldados are already expensive. This card, if I would say if it needs a, probably could use a buff, probably reduce the cost down, maybe even get rid of the initial cost of 250 food and wood, because after all, it's Soldado's already pretty expensive, so it's not a step up in quality, that's for sure. But we do have a light cavalry Mexican deck, which is incredibly rare to see. We're also going for Spice Trade. Another shipment available for the Dugat. Now the Team Cavalry Attack, that should be very useful. It'll give this Mexican ally additional 10% damage, as well as himself 20 or 15%. Raiders push their way forward, but they will get ripped apart by the Dragoons. More Flaunny Archers, more Dragoons. At this point in time, if the Russian player needs any way to, as an intermediate unit against those Dragoons, Strelets may be his option. Actually, Strelets is the only real option. Now he's going for the the transformation, which is basically 500 resources for 10% extra health. So it's generally not worth it at this point in time. There's not a good number of Dragoons, but don't think that's worth it. After all, these guys are 180 each. And to make that worth it, you need to take 180, give times that by 10%, so that'll be 18 times, or then 500 divided by, I can't do my math right now. Gasinas do destroy one of the trees there in the crossfire. This other tree has taken some damage. At 500 divided by 18 is probably the amount of Dragoons you need on the field for that to be worth it. But then, why not? We do have some random Streelets in the field, getting hit by the Ulans. We do have a good number of Cossacks here. German players aging up with the Exile Prince, has a shipment available. Su is going for more villagers. Gacina's getting ripped apart. Mexican eyeing for some heavy cav Chinacos, as well as now going for Team Copper Canyon. More villagers do not have the Boyars, Cavalry Archer, Cossacks, and opportunity attacking health and hit points. Hopefully that affects the Tatar archers. Maybe not. Maybe yes. Got some Ulans on the build queue as well. Do now the veteran Ulans. Got the Akin. Persian players about ready to age up as well. Local kitty cat goes on down to steal his kiwi fruit. Persian player. This does also increase the hit points of his team's cavalry. The sewer player is not really going for cavalry, so it's not critical, so he has to assume that's only meant for himself. And that's basically a free version, better version, than the Mexican one. Transform and health increase on Dragoons. Streelets get a volley there. Chinacos will rip apart the Streelets. Then again, everything rip apart Streelets. Aging up with the Scout. So he's upgrading to with a Boston Man with a shotgun and a Holy Macro. Now I got a shipment of multiple lifted knights being put on the field, which is another heavy cavalry with hybrid armor. Blue Town Center being torched on down, but these are not Orpicheniks, these are Cossacks. And I'll get the imported cannons. Guess one shipment available. Yeah, with the amount of heavy Ulans in the field, he really should eye for cavalry archers. Probably the Bashkar Rebellion would be pretty good at the moment. I'm just a little bit focused on that. But there's just a large amount of Ulans, and so is his bonus, and the Mexican player is going for a mix of light and heavy calves, so mass cavalry archers is probably the best idea. And these improved cavalry archers could be pretty good. We're also training at native embassy, but sounds like they're not a native unit. They are actually a variation of the actual cavalry archers, so it should still be playable from stables, it sounds like. Cossacks moving on back. It's just cavalry from both sides. This is a big cavalry war. Red does have a handful of infantry to support his forces, but they're fighting against mass cavalry. Cossacks now engaging the Ulans on the flank. Red's starting to get overran. He's going for the Bashkar Rebellion. He also has way too much food. He needs another resource. He has 18 idle villagers. I'm not sure what cavalry archers require, coin or wood. But either way, he should collect it. He also got some militia deployed on the field. Blue's army has been killed off and does get out. Oh wait, upgrades. Oh, Cossacks and Tatar archers, not cavalry archers and Tatar archers. Alright, that's my bad. In actuality, looks like Boyars does affect it. After all, I think. Does have now the Bashkar archers, and look at that. Wait, They do bonus damage versus all cavalry and less versus light. Okay, so they do less versus light to counter out that, so they're hyper specialized against all cavalry, especially heavy cav, but this will give them... I don't know if this multiplies each other or stacks on each other. Either way, they should be effective both versus light and heavy cav, so he should just basically focus on these guys. But now thinking about it, I think this does come with the discipline. It improves their health and damage by 20%, right? Okay, yeah, it looks like they are not affected by the boyars, but this was a good intermediary research until he gets this one out going. Plus, you can still make use of the Orpichniks and the Tatar archers, or the cavalry archers. They do cost a mix of food and wood as well. Their attack speed's also higher. Oh, someone revolted. Of course, it's the Mexican players who revolted to the Central Americans. Which does retain his villagers. It does give him... Let's see, he does have access to seller card there. I'm not sure what anything particular. He's going for the shipments will give him 11 villagers, which is a pretty good card at the moment. Give access to Chipotle tactics. Dragoons are still dragoons, not veteran dragoons. Oh, he has some conquistadors on the field as well, not bad. That made the Central Americans effect. I don't see this being all too effective, honestly. Maybe try and do this to get to return to Mexico. He has enough resources to return to Mexico, if I remember correctly. There we go. Goes to shipment, go and return to Mexico. So he's aging up to that. Like I always say, Mexico tends to go to age 4 more often than they go to age 3. Now let's keep them selected so we'll get that music going. His teammate has a good number of the Gasinas, or the Akinakanobas, which is a good musketeer variant with a bit of AoE, but they're fighting against a good number of cavalry. They only be useful if they start stacking up, and I don't believe the AoE effect will affect multiple cavalry all too well. But they are still a good musketeer variant. Here are tooting their horns. Got some more wagons on the field. The Tatar archers, the Bashkir archers should be very effective. Oh boy, that's some lag spikes. Oh boy, my apologies. The game just got a big frame rate dip. Some of the stuff getting distracted by torching down the structure. They should really not be doing that. These guys have been getting some great work done. Dragoons getting ripped apart. War wagons firing away. They have a good amount of health, but they're still classified as light cavalry. Handful of Ulan structure before to take out these falconets. Let's take out one of them. And there's a giant flag there now. Horses now is back in Industrial Age. And now he has veteran dragoons. He really could have used that power spike before that conflict started. So Team Southside had a pretty good timing attack there. But we still got a decent number of dragoons left. Still got these archers now engaging. Takes out some of the dragoons now. Mexican players now eyeing for cavalry combat. He's also collecting up some books. Access to his factories now. Labros is a upgraded lancer, which does affect these Kuzbalash. But going for Kuzbalash against all these Tatar archers are not a good idea, since they will rip them apart at 450% damage increase. So, yep, while the Calabros will affect them, still a bad idea. They're going to be hard countered by the Russian. Guard Dragoons, more villagers, and more cavalry archers, the Lipgar Tartars. Has the small coin there, enough coin to age on up. He's going for refrigeration now. And some of these villagers are getting hit. German players at 51 villagers. Hasua's at 48, 49. Mexican players at 69. Nice. And the Russian players at 63. It's also now going for some Orpinchiniks, which are a good siege unit. Ulan's being pursued by these archers, cavalry archers. They move at 7.25. These Ulans move at 6.75, so they will get outran, but the speed difference is not too great. But he's going to cut the corner. And these villagers getting hit there. These guys do full damage versus villagers, unlike most light cavalry. Plus, constant venom Orpinchiniks, which do ×3 versus villagers. So this force is perfectly adequate against villagers, especially the Orpinchiniks. Oh, that's strange. Usually there's some sort of damage penalty against villagers for light cavalry, but these guys, they don't. But the base damage is not exactly too high. They're more of a counter unit rather than a raiding unit. Either way, Orpinchiniks will rip apart everything here. Right now they have 80 siege damage. These archers have 10. So they help cover each other's weaknesses. Russian can now age on up. The German is far from aging on up. Hasua is far from aging on up. The Mexican player, of course, has already aged on up. Does have a factor in the field. Going for some heavy cannon. I am biased towards heavy cannon, but the fighting against... Oh, I suppose the Hasua does have a good amount of infantry. So I hope to engage those guys. And these guys are not really anti-artillery units. So heavy cannon should do okay against them. Plus, the health is low enough. They should be able to one-shot by heavy cannon. These archers here are just in really good numbers. The Russian player spent some coin, so he's no longer able to age on up, going for veteran Cossacks. And he has no villagers on coin as well. He really should eye aging up. Extra hit points right now for their team wouldn't be half bad. His teammate doesn't have any cavalry at the moment, so it's going to be just for himself. Dragons get some damage there. It's good damage there. Explorer does go down. More settler wagons in build queue. He must have gone for the Germantown farmers. He does have a shipment available to Hasua. You know, that's going to be half bad. They hope engage these dragoons a little better. And the war wagons, so going for this card wouldn't be half bad, as well as the Flane Archer combat. And he's now aging up to the Yorubara. The Mexican player has one factor in the field, looks like. Got the Russian guy in the advanced arsenal, has enough resources to age on up, or almost enough. Aging up with the Logistican. And we got some skirmishers being put up by the German. German players, well, it's definitely going to be the last one to age up. Well, has enough coin to age up. Needs a lot more food. Just the in versus resources. And we got some multiple conquistadors now being employed on the field. Sparring flag. Conquistadors are, of course, another light cavalry unit with a bit of AoE to them. Culverin supply here in good numbers, sniped a bunch of the heavy cannons, or at least one of them. Dragons push way forward, respond one of the Culverins. Got the Gaucinas firing away. Got our archers push way forward, trying to hit those heavy cannon. Their damage multipliers not great. Gaucinas getting some great damage out of the Dragoons. And perhaps getting some decent AoE damage as well. Dragoons got ripped apart. His teammates' archers are pushed way forward. And of course, they are a one population unit, so they're spammable cheap archer, like Cossacks. Probably pretty cost effective or population effectiveness as well. The German player should eye for needle gunners. He's fighting against heavy infantry and light cavalry. Needle gunners will be excellent at this moment in time. War wagons will provide some fire support. Right now, the veteran war wagons have good range as well, so they should be able to go along with the skirmishers quite nicely. War wagons over here being picked on off. A number of coal runs of one field as well. Mexican players trying to point out nothing. Has 85 villagers, but has nothing being built. He's trying to transition to barracks units. He's flying for Salteados. Going for the veteran surgeons. That is probably not a good idea. Right now, he has nothing field. He has a lot of food and a lot of wood. I have no idea what he's eyeing. He needs to supply out something. He has 3 barracks here, nothing being pulled in the field. He might as well get the insurgents queued on up. Does he have insurgent cards? Doesn't look like it. Liberation March is actually very important right now, which he does not have. There's insurgency. Of course, these are just veteran insurgents. He has a lot of wood. He can pull out his haciendas to get the coin income going. He actually has a decent number of haciendas. In fact, a good number of water buffalo actually claimed as well. I'm not sure what the Mexican player is doing. If he's going to revolt and do some wood, he needs to do that sooner rather than later. And of course, now I've got the refineries research. I guess trying to go for mass insurgents to engage the cavalry archers, but I think Salteados would be better. Spent all his food on these insurgents. Another factory will be employed in the field. So I have no idea what he's doing. Infantry breastplate. A number of champion lifted knights on the field as well. Which are a pretty durable Hussar variant. Heavy cannon going to take some fire. Going to engage with its melee. That's probably a good idea. Some sort of revolt they can use buff up. Like, can you go for an age 4 Yucatan revolt? Not sure. All players now age 4. Yeah, that was a German player. He had a late age 4 compared to everybody else. He needs to go for needle gunners immediately. He has 61 villagers at the moment. More skirmishers. He needs needle gunners. Got a fort over here. Fort Pechenex, rip apart these villagers. Very nice. Small northern, rip apart everything along the flank. Does find the insurgents. Insurgents do have move speed of 5.5, which is not fast enough to catch up with the archers. And and my game is lagging like crazy. My apologies for the quality. I think this... just don't know why it's lagging out. So as a game in a nutshell, it's probably a single core. Guard Karzaks now seems to fire. As Conquistadors as well as Dragoons over here. Red's army is pushing forward over this way. The Knights could get past a good flank over here. Magenta Town's over here. We've also got a... what's it called? Tavern here. I wonder if you can get some little bombards, some sort of elite siege or mercenary siege unit. We've got Obo SO Riders, which do degrade in hell for more attack speed. Living Knights also engaged as well. Finds opportunity to engage these Needle Gunners, which he does have to upgrade. War Wagons need to turn around and start shooting. Blue's caught out. Yellow just simply doesn't have an adequate army. Yellow made a really poor choice, going for more Dragoons now. It's over 10,000 wood. I have no idea what he's eyeing. Big lag spike there. Guard Dragoons push the way forward. So these units start to engage. Here comes the Insurgents. Insurgents trying to connect with the cavalry archers. He's starting to bring in some Cossacks to intercept them, and Insurgents just got disintegrated. All the AoE effect, mostly from the champion Canobles, probably did some great work there. So it's gonna light cav in the front line, firing away quite nicely. Blue's army fell back way too far. Team Northside is getting really disconjoined there. Team Southside is doing a great job of supporting each other. Blue's going to be just using these fortifications as defensive line. The Mexican player is eyeing for more Dragoons. Kind of getting some good hits on the archers. Yeah, Mexican player really should transition to Saltieros, a light infantry unit. Right now, their opponent, Team Southside, is very, very vulnerable to light infantry. Needle Gunners getting some great work, offering higher attack speed than other as a royal guard unit. But just pushing forward with this force, it'll quickly close the gap, so the range advantage of the Needle Gunners is minimal. More Dragons moving forward with the Mexican player. Now got Georgian Hussars, giving him a very rare Russian Hussar. It's at the guard. It's just 17 Hussars as a shipment. Oh, we got some Gatling Camels not pulling the field. Do good damage for infantry, so this should be effective versus Needle Gunners. They are classified as ranged cavalry. They are classified as light cavalry. So the Needle Gunners will get bonus damage against them as well. They only have 14 range, so Needle Gunners maybe will get some good shots, but they got ripped apart because these guys are mobile and they just move forward and getting pursued and ripped apart. There goes all those Needle Gunners. The German players trying to go for some Gar War Wagons, which are not going to be super important. I think Needle Gunners is still the way to go. Just his teammates just not properly supporting him. And Insurgent transition was bad. Now got a number of Mexican heavy cannons to rip apart a formation of the Musketeers. Dragon's getting hit by the light archers now. The Needle Gunners are all down. Russian players going for more Orphan next, and more of the archers, of course. War Wagons on the field. War Wagons are good and all. very, very healthy right now, 800 health, and good damage, but they are expensive, and I think needle gunners are just better at this point in time. They are actually have a higher DP with the anti-light and anti-heavy infantry. I think they have higher DPS. In this case, War Wagon's a pretty generalist, and will be effective versus the Georgian Hussars. Huh. Never seen them. Either way. These guys do a bit of bonus damage versus light cavalry as well, these Bashkar Tatars, archers. If cannons do get ripped apart, Georgian Hussars make their advance. Dragoons will do some good work against them, as well as the War Wagons. But right now, once again, Team Northside is completely destroying. War Wagons not engaging along with his teammates Dragoons. Team Northside's coordination and cohesion just failed. While Team Southside just doing an excellent job this entire game, working and fighting with each other. Hausa eyeing for the New War Corps, or Crops, blah. Mexican player getting out more Dragoons, of course heavy cannon. As much as I'm biased towards heavy cannon, I don't think they're the correct option at this point in time. Russian player has a pretty good resource reserve, needs a little bit more coin, but if he's going to just spam out the mounted archer, these cavalry archers, then he doesn't really need it. German player trying to recover his economy that's been constantly attacked by the Oropecheniks. Suez now eyeing for Imperial Age, the British. The British are coming, the British are coming. Mexican player eyeing for some Chinacos. That is a horrible idea. There's just too much light cav in the field to try and transition to them. Plus, he's also fighting against these Alkins, which are musketeer, which they do reasonably well versus heavy cavalry as well. So, definitely a bad transition, I would say. Liberation March. I think the Mexican player is having trouble reading what to deploy on the field, and plus, he has a massive resource float. Got riding school for the Russians. German player could stand to get 5,000 wood and 5,000 food from his teammate. The next player needs more coin. He has a lot of villagers on. Looks like the plantation's been tasked the coin. Don't know. They may need to get more research there. I'm not sure. But now the Hausa has reached Imperial Age. And now got legendary Akins. Since they are technically a native unit, they automatically get aged up since they're special. So he gets immediate benefits there. I'm not sure what the British provides. Maybe rockets, maybe some redcoats. Culver's engaging. Got some camel... Gatling camels stopping firing away. Report some dragoons. Chinacos push way forward. Looks like the massive concaves being very useful. Now got some crucible launch from point of view, which are heavy range cavalry. So the dragoons will actually do good work against them. More Chinacos being employed on the field. The Russian archers have disintegrated. And now got some heavy cannons being employed on the field. Imperial cannons from the British. Right now it's bringing more Akins. More cavalry archers being streamed on in. Right now they're going to sick their economy on their opponents. Got another round of Russian cavalry archers there. Chinacos being ripped apart there. More dragoons pushing way forward. War wagons being whittled down. So we've got a good number of these musketeers. More of the musketeers being employed on the field. More of the Russian archers as well. See, fields and all that sort. I don't know what the British overall provides. But we got multiple proxy war camps there. They're going to stream in units. The Mexican player is being forced on back. The Russian player Or for more villagers. German players trying to eye for more war wagons. Also eyeing for more Gatling camels. And now we got the revolt to the Californians. So we got some Californios push way forward. Ranged cavalry, they are classified as light cavalry. They do have a range attack with AoB. They do also bonus damage, which is all cavalry at range, so that would have been a bit more useful early on. But right now, that looks like just age 2 dragoons and stats. Now I'm going to shim out the California Rubber Baron, bringing out factory number 3. California specializes in mass livestock, if I remember correctly. More Gatling cannons push way forward. You got the war wagon still firing away. Falcon taking time to siege down some structures. Watch focus on the factory around that, what was that? Arsenal. And looks like the California player did back the game, and now the German is Angry saying, thank you for watching, and on the next replay. That should be my last replay tonight, and I keep on hitting F10. I'm getting a little bit tired, didn't get much sleep last night, so I'm going to call the stream a little bit early. So everyone, thank you for watching, have a good evening, and get some good rest.